Penn State is coming in with some momentum on this after their whiteout win over Minnesota. Uh, their defense answered the question. Penn State, they stuffed the run, put pressure on the first-time starting quarterback and allowing just 2 of 13 third-down conversions. Also, is Ohio State that team? Should they be number one in the rankings right now against Georgia, Mike?
I mean, I think so, but I might be biased. But hey, as you guys know, I don't care about these AP polls, man. Don't get me started on these AP polls. Anyways, what I'm looking forward in this game is I'm looking forward to watching Penn State's wide receivers versus Ohio State's cornerbacks, man. Ohio State cornerbacks have not been as healthy, but they also haven't been tested. And I feel like always Penn State always gives them a good game, always comes out with a wide receiver or two that always kind of frustrates that defense. So I want to see if these cornerbacks have adjusted throughout the season now that they're supposed to be healthy, now that Jordan Hancock is back, and we're able to see these guys because I know Sean Clifford is going to throw some 50-50 balls, man, and I honestly want to see how they're going to be able to adjust. I've seen Ohio State's front seven. I know that they can handle the run. I know that they can stop the run. That's not an issue. What I need to see is how can they stop the secondary? Obviously, I'm going to go with Ohio State in this game, going ahead, with a big win, double-digit win at that. Mark it down.
All right.
BG, what's your take?
So here's my thing, man. I think it's true that Penn State still has a very good defense, and I was going to pick Penn State to win this game, but I'm not going to quite pull for the upset this week. But I am betting on CJ Stroud to come out struggling against these guys. I watched CJ Stroud in that first half against Iowa this week. And it was kind of a struggle, man. I saw some guys going 3 and out, and I kind of saw the offense looking like, you know, a little stale for a moment. They gave Iowa a little hope, but then once they got up, they start running up the score. CJ Stroud started piling on stats. I don't know if it was purposely piling on the stats, but hey, you can't afford to come out slow against a team like Penn State. So it'll be interesting to see if Ohio State starts clicking early this week against Penn State. I just want to see if it's going to click early because this is a much better defense than Iowa, I think. I think Penn State is one of the better defense across the country, even though they gave up a lot against Michigan because they was like in the wrong formations. I still think it'll be a tough defense for CJ Stroud and Ohio State. I'm calling a close game in that one.
Close game, no double-digit win.
No double digit win.
Oh.
Okay.
So we're going to be on the edge of our seats all game, guys. All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, they said this is the first competition Ohio State has had all season. So,
Bro, EG, man, take the cap off, bro. Stop the cap.
Hey, man, I just call it like I see it, man. The Iowa game, the first half of that Iowa game, you can't afford to do that against Penn State because I don't know if Ohio State is going to stuff the run because Penn State can run the ball. I don't know if they're going to just stuff the run that day. You know what I'm saying? So good luck, Ohio State, man. I want to see you guys in the
you
national
think Ohio
title.
State's defense is going to come out rusty?
CJ
Because
Stroud and the defense.
the CJ Stroud and the defense comes out rusty, even though the defense was the one that was sparking everything in the last game.
Yeah,
All right.
the second half they did. They
The first half.
tightened up. I
They
mean,
the first
you
half
still
was the defense.
you
The
still
first
gave a
half was the
mellow
whole defense.
offense like Iowa 10 points.
No, we did not. We gave their defense 7 points.
Yeah.
We gave their offense 3 points. We did not give them 10 points. They kicked a
They moved the
50-something
ball on
yard
you
field
guys.
goal. They kicked a 50-something yard field goal. Congratulations. 3 points.
The Ohio State did put up the most points ever against Iowa this past week. So
Oh
hopefully,
yeah, they only have going into the game. They only had 59 points combined put up on them, and Ohio State put up 54 while
You
coming out
guys,
rusty.
you
Okay,
guys were passing while y'all
well,
were up
hey,
up
while coming out
30 or
rusty,
40
I'll tell
points.
you this. Why, since you want to bring that up or whatever, that team up north also had their starters in the end of that game too. Just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
definitely include Ohio State in the competition, bro. Hey, EG said they still got something to prove next week, so we'll definitely see who comes out on top against Penn State. And our second game, we got Oklahoma State taking on Kansas State Saturday, 2:30 kickoff on Fox. Kansas State is coming in after that taking that L against TCU at home, so the Wildcats will be out for blood this week. Oklahoma State actually comes in with momentum after beating Texas 41 to 34. Quinn Ewers is not that guy. Spencer Sanders was 34 for 57 for 391 yards and 2 touchdowns. EG, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, wait for Oklahoma State to bounce back. They just lost to TCU, and they were undefeated when they lost. And I think Texas is a great win. After we saw what Texas can do, we saw Texas look great in some weeks and weird in some weeks. So, I think Texas has a lot of NFL players on their team. And for Oklahoma State to come in there and beat those guys, I think that's a legit victory. Texas is looking more like an SEC school nowadays. So whenever you can march in there and beat a team like that, I think that's a legit victory. I think Oklahoma State is coming for Kansas State. I think they beat them. I hope Kansas State get their quarterback situation worked out. But I got Oklahoma State winning this game after watching them play against TCU, losing that game and bouncing back against Texas, who they entered the rankings last week with 2 losses, by the way, Texas. They were like one of the few teams with 2 losses high up in the rankings. So solid win for Oklahoma State.
Oh yeah, the AP poll, I tell you. Mike, looks like you're in
Hey,
Yeah.
agreement on that.
AP poll is full of it, ain't it? But yeah, man. The only thing that concerns me about this Oklahoma State game versus Kansas State is coming off of a big win, a monumental win, and then also those guys at Texas. Yeah, you won the game, you beat them, but it's still physical in the trench play. It still was a physical game for them. So sometimes, after physical games, some people don't be up for it. The reason why I think that Oklahoma State can pull it out is I want to say that they're the more veteran team. Um, you got Spencer Sanders, definitely the more veteran quarterback on the field as well, and their defense just always continues to do it. But here's the thing: I want to say only other than 2 games, Oklahoma State has put up at least 40 points in about every game other than maybe 2. I know one of the games was against Baylor, right? And Kansas State has only put up 40 points two times. So really, it's been about can you keep up scoring with Oklahoma State? Can you put up 40? And Kansas State has shown me that they only was able to put up 40 against Missouri and 40 against a no defense in Oklahoma. This is going to be a better defense than Oklahoma State. Give me Oklahoma State for the win.
Nice. One thing I did notice about that game, both of those quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers and Sanders, they passed the ball for around 50 times and over 50 times. So it was a lot of passing. I don't know if they saw something in the secondary, even though Quinn Ewers, I mean, goodness gracious, he threw 30 incompletions. But Sanders, he wasn't far off from that either. He was 34 for 57 in that game. Those
Yeah,
guys were passing a lot, so I don't know if they both saw some weaknesses in the secondary, but it was interesting to see those guys come out there passing that much.
yeah, and Spencer Sanders just had the better QBR. with 71.3 versus Quinn's 47. And, Quinn had 30 incompletions.
Mm,
30 incompletions.
mm.
He attempted 49. So he's only completed 19. 19
Goodness,
passes.
what was going on out there?
So, for you Ohio State fans who are saying that Ryan Day chose the wrong quarterback, I think you owe Ryan Day an apology.